Hey everyone, and welcome to After Hours. Tonight we've got a very special episode planned out for you. I've got the one and only cousin with me. Cousin is actually, yes, my cousin.
Yes.
I get a lot of questions in the comments. She reads the comments, folks. And
I do.
She says, they really ask me, are we really cousins? Yes, we're legit cousins. Mm-hmm. She's always that one. You know you've got that cousin you text before a family function. Are you going to be there? Because if not, I'm not going. And that's Summer here. She is part of, she's the head of our customer service team here at Linda's. And so if you've called in or emailed in, you've probably spoken with cousin.
Most likely.
You can call her cousin. And she is going to show us how to do some hand crochet today. Is that correct?
Hand knitting.
Hand knitting. Excuse me. Thank you. I just got red. Period. Okay. So
there's a difference.
We do want to welcome her to the After Hour stage. And I want you just to kind of tell us what we're going to be working on today, since I don't know.
Yeah, you're all good. So we will be working on some hand knitting. So this is the example. This is what a tight hand knitting will look like.
Ooh,
yes.
Pretty. Okay. And then what's the one I have?
You have the loose one. So this is looser. You have more space in between everything. Kind of makes it a little bit longer.
Yeah. This is cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So you did this just all by just hand weaving things together.
Yes.
You don't have to have any special tools.
No tools.
Okay.
You just need this yarn.
We just need the cover story yarn,
yes.
which we absolutely love, and we carry here at Linda's.
Yes,
it's available on our website, lindas.com.
And so that's pretty much all you need from there.
Okay.
And just your little fingers.
You're making it sound very easy, but I feel like there's a lot more to it.
No. It is absolutely one of the most simple things that you can do.
Okay, Miss Girl. All right. Yes. Well, we are going to go overhead, and I want you to talk us through how we start the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
And everything that goes along with it.
And now I just wanted to show you guys a closer look at the two sides and the two examples that we will be doing. So this is what one side will come out looking like. And then if we do the other side, this is what the other side would look like. So this is the side that we're going to be working and seeing.
Love that. So what are the benefits of having a looser weave versus a tighter weave?
A looser weave you can use for decorations or putting them in this, like on your couch or a chair, an ottoman, the end of your bed. If you just want to add some decorations to your house, your living room, anything, you just want to add a pop of color. This is a perfect one that you could just add a pop of color. It's not too heavy, so if you're kind of hot, you could just wear this a little.
Okay, just have a little something to it.
Yeah, something to keep you nice and cuddled up. Nothing that's going to keep you like hot or sweaty or anything like that. You have more air movement going through this one.
That's cool. Okay, so talk to us about how we're starting this, because this looks very complicated to me. This looks scary to me.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared, okay.
So you will find your middle. And this is your little string that you'll start with.
Okay.
You always want to pull from the middle.
From the middle. And why is that? Is there like a specific reason?
It is just so much more easier to work with it in the middle than it is to pull it from the sides.
Okay.
And then have to constantly turn your yarn over and over and
this
over
makes
again.
So much more sense. Every time I've played with yarn, I pull it from the outside and I have the biggest problem.
Yes, and it starts twisting and it does this, that, and the other. That is why you don't want that. You want to pull from the middle so that it is just continuously just coming out. So you could like set it to the side if you wanted to and just pull away.
Cool.
Much easier.
So on this cover story yarn, this is a number 7 jumbo size?
Yes.
On that? Okay, and so that's what we're using to make this today. All right.
Yeah, so any yarn that's jumbo size, you can definitely use. This is the perfect size that you want to use.
I love this. Okay, so get us started. I'm going to stop talking, which is not
good.
easy for me. And I want to see how this starts. Where are we starting out?
So first we will be making a slip stitch.
Okay.
So we'll put the yarn over the little tail. It's going to go over the working yarn is what that's called. And then you'll get your little hole and you'll pull that working yarn through that hole. And you have a little slip stitch.
Oh, perfect.
So then you could adjust this depending on which way it's going to make it smaller or to make it bigger. So if you want to do the loose, you'd want bigger. If you want to do the tight, you'd want a little bit smaller. And then this is where we're going to start. So you put your fingers through the hole, and then you'll just start pulling the working yarn coming out of the yarn ball. Just like that. You can get another one.
Are you serious?
And just like that.
It's that easy?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I told you it's super easy. You're freaking out for nothing.
I am freaking out. This is cool.
Okay, so we'll just get a couple stitches in here.
Okay.
This is your foundation chain.
Okay.
I'll move that up here.
So this is the bottom part?
Yes. This will be your bottom.
Your
right
bottom
there.
section here. Okay, cool.
And this will just go whichever way you want it to go. It doesn't have to be the bottom if you want it to be the side. You could let it be the side as well.
Okay. So when you're starting this off, how do you know how many pieces to make? Is it you're just making whatever width you want it to be?
Whatever you want it to be.
Okay.
Yes, so if you want it to be just like scarf-like, and go that small, you could go that small. If you want it to be bigger, just keep going.
Okay.
It would just require more yarn balls if you want to go bigger.
Okay. Cool.
So the examples that I showed you, that was with one full ball of yarn.
Okay.
So we'll do these, and we'll stop right there. So then I have my foundation chain now. And so what you're going to be looking at are these little guys right here. That's who you're going to be working this yarn back inside.
See, now it's getting confusing.
First one is always hard. After the first one, you'll be like, oh, it's back to easy.
So we're going to work with these bumps here.
Those bumps there.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the bump that you're going to be going into.
Okay.
So then we are going to put our little finger through that bump.
Okay.
Grab the working yarn and pull through.
Okay.
So then we'll go to the next bump. Get our working yarn, pull it through.
So you're creating a little, not a loop, I guess, basically. That's going to, an open. You need to have opening in it.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is where you're opening.
Because I guess if you yank it, then it just pulls out the whole entire thing.
Yes.
I see.
So if you yank that,
then they're all gone.
It's going to pull it all out. So you'll just want to pull that through the little bump. I'm going to do a tight one here, but again, if you wanted to do a looser one, you're just going to make those loops just a little bit bigger. Okay. And that's how you make the looser look. If you want the tighter look, I recommend about like a 2-finger space. To me, that's just the perfect amount right there.
Perfect.
So then we will just pull through all of our little stitches.
Cousin, how long have you been crocheting, knitting, all sorts? How did you even get into it? Why you're doing this? How did you get into that?
When I was pregnant, I was on Pinterest like every other mother, trying to find little toys or little things to decorate Early's room with. And I came across some crochet dolls and crochet clothings and outfits and everything. And I said, I don't need to pay somebody to do that. I could do that myself. And bought some crochet hooks and got some yarn that my mom had in the house and
went for it.
That's
so cool.
Yep. And then after that, I just was totally into crocheting and knitting and everything. So
I love that.
My craft now is this.
Is this.
So we have our first row. We have all of our loops.
Okay.
This is the easy part. You're just going to go through each loop now.
Okay. I'll believe you when I see it.
So fingers into the loop.
Okay.
Oh, wrong one. So you want to keep your working.
Get the working.
Get the working one.
There's the
tail. So you got your working, and you will just pull through again. And then you'll push it to the side and pull through. And that's
so you're just creating more and more of these little loops. I see. Yeah. Okay. I was trying to figure out how it kept going.
To make it easier, I sometimes like to lay it across this way.
Okay.
So that it's already in the position I need it to be in, and I can just easily come through here, go through my little holes, and just...
See, that would be the way I would need to do it, because it's in the direction that I'm going, and I won't grab the tail.
The tail,
yeah. Okay.
And so then we will just continue to pull through all of our little loops.
And they don't have to be, the loops don't have to be facing the same direction.
Not necessarily. If you want to, you can kind of get the yarn to
lay a little
bit flatter just by the way that you're pulling it.
Okay.
But it's not necessary that it has to lay this way.
Okay.
If it gets twisted like that,
it's not the end
you're
of the world.
totally fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So we're totally good. We're just gonna... I like to stretch these out just a little bit, just so you can start to see
each piece. Yeah, but I'm seeing the now these are called stitches.
Yes.
Okay.
Stitches.
Want to make sure I get it right.
Mm-hmm. You don't want the whole community coming after you.
They're going to come after me in the comments.
And then this is what your original one is, and you'll just pull through that one as well.
And then that's going to be that loop, and then you work your way backwards again.
Yes.
Okay.
So then we'll have the yarn going this way.
Okay.
Make sure you pull some extra out.
Okay.
And you will just do the same exact thing.
You're just bouncing, you're recreating the process, bouncing back and forth.
Back and forth. Left to right, left to right.
I'm going to do this on the plane.
Exactly. These are like so simple. You could do it just watching a TV show. I do it watching early. She's 2 years old, so she's running around crazy.
Does she try to do it with you?
She will. No,
Earls.
yes, she definitely will.
Earls is the cutest. I think I'll have to have her as a special guest on the show.
Yes.
She likes to quilt. She likes to move the machine.
I was going to say,
she
loves the crochet hooks. I give her yarn. I went to Grandma's house the other day. We were crocheting together, and cute. I gave her a hook and yarn, and she was just all over the place. Just
love it. Absolutely
doing
love
it. So then you just continue this until however long you want to make it.
I love this coloring on this variegation on this cover story yarn. This is a color line that you wouldn't really expect to go together, but it works really well.
Yes, especially like the grays and the browns and whatnot. But after you see it
all put together, this is cute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cousin, so we run into an issue that I've had in yarn before, that sometimes it runs out or there might be a cut in it.
Yes.
How do you connect them where you don't see the knot? Or let's say, for instance, I want to make something larger than the examples that you showed us earlier. Mm-hmm. How do I connect it? Is it just a normal knot, or I feel like that's going to be seen though, right?
Yes, so there is like a special knot that people do to connect yarn or to change their color in yarn when they're crocheting or knitting. So I will show you how to do that. We're going to undo this one just so we have enough to work with.
Okay.
So you have your part right here, your cut right here, and then you have this other cut right here.
Okay.
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to lay this guy over.
Okay.
We're going to pull him through, under,
okay.
And then we'll make a little knot right here, like that.
Okay.
We'll do the same thing over here on this side. So you'll go over, we'll go under, and then we will make a little knot right here. And then all you got to do or pull these two guys. Usually you just pull these two guys together. The yarn might be a little bit thicker, so you might have to...
You got to shimmy it down a little bit.
Do it ourselves. But then you have this little connector right here.
Okay.
So I'm just going to tighten it, make sure everything is going to stay in place together.
Looks like bunny ears.
Yeah. And the good thing is, if you cut this part off, it's not going to affect your knot. Your knot is still together, so it's pushing against each other.
Gotcha.
So I put a knot on this side, put a knot on this side, pull them, or push them with this one.
Right.
But sometimes you can just pull them, and it'll bring the two little knots that you put together.
Okay.
So that it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about, like, if you made a normal knot, put it in the washer or something, and that knot
it's gonna go somewhere.
Yeah. This one's, she's not going nowhere.
She ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
All right. So do we need to cut those, or can
you could keep them if you want to. You could always weave them in, especially on a tight weave like this.
I'd like to see how you do that, actually. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
So let's keep them.
So we'll keep them in.
Okay.
We'll go through this last little row right here so you could kind of see what you can do with this guy.
Okay.
So you see he kind of gets just right in there.
Oh.
He's right here.
Okay.
So I still have my little hole. You kind of see a knot, but not really, because once you get it all together, it's just going to look all together.
Okay.
And then we'll just keep continuing real quick to get this one done with real fast. Again, cousin, you see how fast I'm going?
This goes together so quick.
Yes.
And it's so cute.
So if you ever just want a lazy Sunday, it's raining outside like it's been in Texas lately, Just want something fun to do.
It's wonderful. This is
Let's do this.
Okay.
So now we have our little tails. You can easily just
weave those in.
Weave those in between the stitches.
Like it never happened.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, you're a genius.
And that would be it.
That's so cool. Okay, so let's say we are done.
Yes.
With the project that we want to make, whether we're doing a scarf or a blanket or a little throw piece.
A little throw piece,
How do we finish off our loops?
Okay, so we will be casting off now.
Okay.
And that is how you will end it.
Okay.
So we had to come to an end. So it's either this side or this side. You need to come to an end. You can't start in the middle for casting off.
Okay.
So start from one side or the other. I usually like to start from this side just because left to right.
It's just how our brains work sometimes.
I'm going to have my yarn over this way because this is the direction we're going. So we'll do 2. 1. Okay. And then we'll do the second one. Now what we're going to do now is this first one, we're going to pull over the second one. So it closes that stitch off. Oh. And then you have 1.
Okay.
We'll make our second one. And your first one is going to go over your second one. You cast off that one.
Oh, okay.
So then you would just continue to do that the whole way down. 1, 2, push over. 1, 2, push over.
This is so interesting.
Yep.
This is so cool.
And sometimes if you want to make that first one a little bit bigger so it has enough room to go into the second one,
I see.
you could do that too.
Okay.
You don't have to make it too tight.
Okay.
Just because you want to be able to have enough yarn to make that action happen.
That's cool.
So then you'll just do this the whole way.
I'm so intrigued right now. This is like...
Cousin's going to go home tonight.
I'm going to go home and start working on this. I'm going to have another project to work on. Yay.
Yay. Alrighty, so then you get to your last one.
Okay.
And essentially what we can do is...
I'll trim away some of this.
This will be like our end.
Our new lovely scissors.
Look at
Don't
that,
you love
Linda's. That is so pretty.
On our website, you need a pair too. You should make sure you grab you some.
I've been trying to find my scissors and haven't been able to find them
Find
anywhere.
these. You want to always find these.
So then we have our last hole.
Okay.
We have our rest of our working yarn right here.
Okay.
We are just going to pull that working yarn through that last loop, and it gives it a little closing right there. And then this piece right here, I recommend weaving it through
so
front,
it doesn't fall out.
back. Yes.
Yeah.
You can make it a little bit shorter just so you don't have to weave so much. I recommend probably about 2 color lengths right here. Okay. And so your weaving in process is, I would just follow the pattern that you see.
Oh, okay.
So if this is going down, I would just go down the side. So it looks like it's just matching up with that.
Ah, okay.
Yep. So you could go down the side a couple of times, and then I like to go in.
Okay.
So I might flip it over just because I know that side. We'll hide this little guy in there. There you go. See? Brand new. And so in case I want to go on this side, I want to make sure it matches this stitch as well.
Got it.
Because I don't want to come over to this side and go this way.
That makes sense. Yeah, because
So,
it's going against the
yes.
I say against the grain.
The grain.
The fabric, but against the pattern.
So if you want to pull it to the front side, sorry, I'm like flipping all over the place.
You're fine. This is awesome.
You can flip to the front side and go in between.
Weave your way through.
Just weave your way through there.
This is so cool.
And then you kind of just stick her down that way.
Awesome.
Couldn't even tell that there was a piece of yarn.
I couldn't even see it, yeah. That is so cool. I think this is the coolest thing ever. It's so cute. Look at it. But you could imagine as you go larger with this, it could become a really cool little crib-sized blanket.
Absolutely.
Or, I mean, you could go really large with it, I'm sure. I'm
oh,
assuming.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do queen size, go right ahead.
Oh, okay. So, in talking of that, if we are looking at our cover story yarn here that we have at Linda's, how many of these are we going to need to do something larger, like let's say just a crib size?
A crib size baby blanket, I would think that you need about 3 or 4.
3 or 4 of these?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, if you want to go bigger, throw size, full size, maybe about 6 or 7 possibly. Just, again, depending on the type of stitch that you're doing. If you're doing a tight stitch, you're going to need more because you use up more yarn, making it so tight. If you do a looser stitch, you won't need as much, so I would minus 1 ball away from.
Never hurts to have more, though.
Never
hurts to have more.
You guys should see my yarn collection at home. Takes over the sewing room, my bedroom, the hallway. It's everywhere.
Never hurts to have more at all. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, cousin. I really appreciate this. This is fun. I watch you do some of this stuff, and I'm like, I wonder what she's doing. I'll go back to my long arm machine where things make sense.
Trust me, things don't make sense to me on the long arm machine sometimes.
We balance each other out. So, and then for this technique, this is just a technique that you've finessed. You've come up with different things.
Yes.
There's probably so many different ways to do it.
There's so many videos. There's so many different ways that you could do a finger knitting. I mean, it's endless. Possibilities are really endless on this. This is the easiest way that I have found for me to just finger knit and get it done.
It makes sense to me, and I love it.
It's relaxing to me. This is my relaxed time. It's just when I get to sit down and crochet or finger knit or anything
wonderful.
Like that.
I love it. Again, thank you so much for being here with us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. Thank you all so much for watching After Hours here today. If you have not, please make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel. It's right down at that bottom right-hand corner. Give this video a big thumbs up and share it with your friends. And then, cousin, I hope you join us again one day.
I will.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Awesome. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye.